Welcome back into Sports Drive. Once again, I'm your host, Preston Moore. I mentioned earlier in the show, we'd be talking with a couple of state tennis champions. Joining me now is Harley Brabham, Blaine Robinson, and Coach James Wells of San Jacinto Christian Academy Tennis. You guys just won your second state championship in a row in doubles. Talk to me a little bit about how exciting that was for you guys.
I mean, it felt like last year, but I feel like we came in and we knew we could accomplish it. I mean, last year we did too, but this year we were set on it. We knew we could just go through and we could get it again.
Mm-hmm. Harley, would you agree?
Yeah. We were confident with it, and we just played how we knew we could and did all we could to win.
Absolutely. Coach Wells, I want to ask you, when it comes to winning the state championship, that's one thing, right? That's very difficult to do. And then winning it again is extremely difficult to do, and most people can't do that regardless of where they play tennis or where they play any sport for that matter. Just winning a state championship twice in a row is difficult regardless of what level or wherever you play. So, Coach Wells, with that in mind, how impressed are you by these two young ladies for doing what they did and accomplishing what they've had, not just 1 year, but 2 years in a row?
Well, that's obviously extremely impressive. What I love most about them is how well they know each other and how well they function on the court. As an example, in the state tournament, in their transition game, coming up to the net on short balls, or even having to go back on deep logs, they know where each other is all the time. I think they even know what kind of shots the other one's going to hit in a certain circumstance, and they're just very, very, very smart that way.
Absolutely, and doubles tennis seems to be the sort of sport where you really do have to have a connection with your teammate to be able to play at a high level and to really know what they're going to do before they do it. Harley, Blaine, you guys are different grade levels. Harley, you're a junior. Blaine, you're a sophomore. So you guys have only played together, at least in terms of high school tennis and competitive for San Jacinto. You've only played together 2 years, and you've won the state championship both years. What is it about the chemistry you guys have on the court? Are you guys, I would imagine that you're great friends off the court, the bond you guys have. What is it that leads to the amount of success that you've had on the court?
Well, we've known each other for actually a really long time. We went to different schools, but whenever we were little, we played in a little league together. And so we've known each other for a long time. And I think being able to know each other for that long, and then once we started playing together, everything just clicked for us, and we were able to just know each other's style, like Coach Wilson.
Blaine, what is that process like of just kind of knowing what your teammate's going to do before she does it?
Well, it's just how we've been playing together for so long. We just have that connection. I don't really know how to explain it. It takes a lot to have that, because not everyone gets to have that connection. But just if we get down on ourselves, we know how to pick the other person up. And we know how to keep it rolling and just keep each other going and keep fighting for it.
Absolutely. Well, this is something that I talk about with teams of different sports a lot of the time. We'll talk about especially coming off of a good year, right? Or coming off of a state championship year. In your case, I've spoken with other state championship teams of other sports about this. The year after you win a state championship, or the year after you win, maybe it's a district championship in a different sport, or whatever it may be, the year after you have a great year, which in you guys' case you did, there's a target on your back for that entire next year, right? There had to have been a target on you guys' back this season, knowing, hey, everybody who was on the other side of the net was thinking, these two girls won the state championship last year. We really want to beat them. How did you go about managing that target? Did you feel like there was an added pressure in that way, knowing that you did have probably some opponents who were cognizant of the fact that you guys are defending champs and they would want to knock off the defending champs? How do you go about, how do you go about preparing for that? And did you notice any challenges?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely put pressure on myself with being state champs last year, but you just have to block that out and just play like you would any other day, because at the end of the day it's just another tennis match, and you just have to play in the moment and not think about what will happen, and you just have to play for each point, I'd say. Yeah.
Blaine, would you agree?
I agree. It just gets down to you just have to play like it's your first time, and you gotta just keep going through.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Wells, you know this, I know this. These two young ladies are multi-sport athletes as well. You guys had a pretty good run this year in basketball as well. Coach Wells, what do you think it says about the quality of their athletic prowess, obviously, not only to do well on the basketball court and in other sports, but to go onto the tennis court, win or defend their state title with another one?
Well, I know that some coaches may have a problem with sharing them with other sports, but I think it kind of really enhances their abilities because you get a lot of conditioning from basketball, you get other things, other kind of specialties from other sports, and I think it just makes you more well-rounded. I think it can make you a better athlete. But the good thing about them is they don't take their eye off the tennis ball, if you will. They continue to play and practice all year long, regardless of what other sport they may be in. And that's the secret, is not stopping tennis.
Well, in that regard then, with that having been said, Harley, Blaine, when it comes to keeping up your tennis practice in the middle of other sports seasons, there's other stuff going on. And you have other commitments, not to mention being a high school student, which is already difficult in and of itself. How do you make the time? I guess is my best question. How do you make the time to still make sure that you're sharpening your tennis skills and improving at tennis amidst these other seasons of life?
I mean, you just kind of have to make it a priority, just like going out and serving by yourself, getting private lessons, getting a group of people and going hitting. It's all up to you. Like, yeah. You gotta keep pushing through.
Harley, would you agree?
Yes, you just have to, keep up your skills. And in the summer, there's a lot of chances to play. And like we've played some tournaments in the summer, and so just playing whenever you can, like she said.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mentioned earlier, I got one more question for you guys. I mentioned earlier, Harley, you're a junior, Blaine, you're a sophomore. That means that you have one more year left to play together. So looking ahead at next year, I know it's very early to be doing that, but looking ahead at next year, what does it take from you guys to achieve what, I don't know how many people have ever done this at the state level, but achieve a three-peat? What does it take from y'all?
I'd say just getting better at the little things, like continuing to grow like mentally. Like I feel like this last year we became a lot more level-headed and didn't get as frustrated. And I think just getting better at like the little things, like making another shot, getting better balls, like just that type of thing.
Blaine, what do you think it will take to get to that three-peat level?
I think we just have to keep doing what we're doing at the moment. Like we had a great season. If we just keep that in our head, all these positive thoughts, we're gonna just continue to roll through it and hopefully have a great season next year.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining the show today, talking a little bit of tennis. Congratulations once again to all three of you on the state championship. Very, very big award, very big monument to get to. And not only to get to it once, but to get to it twice is a massive, massive deal. Once again, congratulations. Everybody in the Panhandle here is very, very proud of you guys. Once again, thanks for the time and coming on to Sports Drive for us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Preston.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with more Sports Drive right after this break.